Welcome to our Move the Needle podcast. This is it, man. Episode number 55, live from Vero Pizza.
55, and where would you rather be but Vero?
You know what I'm excited about today is actually one of our guests, our third guest, is going to come by. And look, everybody in Ahwatukee knows this woman pretty much. All of our children have come through her program at some point. But she actually, in an interview about a year ago, listed Vero Pizza as her favorite pizza in Ahwatukee.
Okay.
So she sort of called it like Babe Ruth back in the day. She said, one day I'll be at Vero Pizza doing a podcast with my people.
I love it. And we're going to have to hold her there, find out what her favorite pie is.
Okay. Janet Collins is her name, and she'll be by for segment number 3. We're also going to sit down with Donovan Reese today from MyRentDoor. But first, we're going to visit with Miss Ahwatukee. Before we get to her, I just want to say thank you so much to Alex and his team here at Vero Pizza.
Yes.
Say thank you to Kim over at the Tutor Doctor, of course Heather and her team over at Keystone Montessori, and our everybody's favorite realtor, Amy Richardson from Savvy Realty Group.
Yes, love them all. Yeah. Thank you for their support, Alex, for an amazing venue. I mean, this is definitely one of our home venues. I mean, this is definitely felt like home, and we'll continue because we've got a bunch of these. Yeah, I love it.
Cool looking place. All right, so here's what we want to do. Give you a minute to visit with some of the folks that are nice enough to sponsor this YouTube and podcast series. And then when we come back, one of us will be wearing a tiara.
Yes, and it won't be me.
See you in a minute.
Buying or selling a home is one of the most important decisions you're going to make, so you deserve someone who truly cares about your journey. I'm Amy Richardson with the Savvy Realty Group and HomeSmart. Living and raising my family in Ahwatukee for nearly 20 years, this community isn't just where I work, it's my home. Growing up in the Midwest, I learned early the importance of connections and relationships. These values shape everything I do. From our initial conversation to long after you've settled into your new home, I'm here to provide ongoing support and guidance. From staging to cutting-edge marketing strategies, we expertly showcase your home to sell swiftly for the highest possible price. So if you're ready to buy or sell, please reach out to me. And remember, important decisions require savvy solutions.
Hello, I'm Laura Hertzler, head of school here at Keystone Montessori, nestled in the Ahwatukee foothills. We are celebrating over 25 years of serving the community with authentic Montessori education. Our community at Keystone is home to 12 classrooms serving children from 15 months to 15 years old. We take great pride in each of our Montessori environments that support our students at each stage of their development. Please call us today for more information. We would be happy to welcome you to the Keystone family.
Well, welcome back to episode number 55 of our new Move the Needle podcast. Easy for me to say.
Yeah.
I'm excited to sit down with Kaitlyn Gallo today. She is Miss Ahwatukee, and it's very appropriate that she's here because we are, of course, at Vero Pizza in Ahwatukee. Good evening.
Hello, you guys.
How are you?
I am so good.
I wasn't lying, right? One of us will have the tiara on.
Yes.
Yes.
And this is the first time, I mean, I must say we've had a few of the Miss America contestants on, and it's actually not contestants anymore. I'm using the wrong word. What's the word you use now?
All sorts of different things. We've had contestants, candidates, delegates. So I think right now it's candidates or delegates.
Okay.
It's kind of been back and forth.
What about homies?
They're my homies. They're my sisters.
Okay.
So
since we're that, okay, then.
So one of the Miss America homies is
we
here.
got to see where they keep the tiara. We got to see the home of the tiara thing, which we've never seen, the glass case, and so well kept too. So very very nice touch, Kaitlyn.
How you feeling? How you been?
I've been good. Miss Arizona was in June, and the past 2 months after Miss Arizona, I visited Washington, which is my hometown, and I got to see some family. I started back up with work, and I started school a few days ago at Arizona State. So
this is your senior year.
There's a lot going on. Yes, it is.
And now, is there like a master's in your future, or are you just gonna call it, pump the brakes here at 4 and see what you can do?
I'm pumping the brakes right now, but we'll see if I want to go for master's eventually. It's something that I think about a lot, but I'm not sure yet.
She's got the entrepreneurial spirit, Matthew.
Yes.
Well, of course.
We got to get into it.
She's at ASU right now getting her bachelor's degree in business and entrepreneurial leadership. And so that's some of the stuff that I'd love to talk to you a little bit about today. I was noticing on your bio on your Instagram page, you also talk about that you've got experience in marketing and public speaking, which you say is enabled me to enhance my skills in technology, communication, and fast-paced work. And so I know that your goal after college is to get into the coffee industry.
It was.
Oh, yeah, has that shifted?
Yes.
Time for
Wait,
an update.
I'm not sure where we're at. This is probably an older.
update.
Let's
That's
update
okay.
it.
You
Let's
always
do
make-
it.
No, but this makes for a good question.
What
So-
what a great entrepreneur, always revamping the plan. You write the business plan and then you write it in pencil.
yeah. All right, so
sure you're gonna
you,
erase
you
it.
were thinking coffee. What are you
Yes.
thinking now?
So I was at coffee. I used to work at a coffee shop
As a
in
barista?
Washington. Yes, it was so much fun, and we did lots of latte art. And I still think about it. It's still something I'd love to do eventually.
Yeah.
But I also kind of rebranded myself. I want to own a gym, and that goes along with my community service initiative, Sweat the Stress, and everything that I love about fitness. I want to make it my lifestyle and other people's lifestyles.
Oh, that's so good. That's so
Thank
good.
you.
Yeah. Well, earlier I was thinking we got to introduce her to Julia over at Peixoto Coffee. I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
we got to help this girl make her dreams come true. But we know people who have gyms
Yeah,
too,
we
so
will
we need
hook
to
up-
help
Yes.
you. We
we'll
need to
hook up
get
with
you hooked
those,
up with
too.
those
Oh,
folks
thank
too.
you.
Why sweat the stress? Why is that important to you?
Okay, it's a big long story,
go. Let's start
but
from the
let's do
beginning.
it. So when I was 13, I dealt with a lot of anxiety, a lot of stress, and that's kind of your coming of age. So you don't know what's going on, and so I was constantly spiraling with different emotions, and I didn't know how to deal with it. So I created something that was originally called Stress Less. And I used that throughout my high school and even the Miss America opportunity. I started competing when I was 13. And I had that for a while, but I wanted to dig a little bit deeper and have something a little bit more meaningful to people instead of just a wide variety of stress. So I focused on physical activity, which was the number one thing that helped me the most. So I have worked out in numerous different ways. I've always been a dancer. I started going to the gym. I like to do yoga, Pilates, and so I like to teach other people how to do that. So.
That's very cool. When you were
you.
13 years old and you were starting into the business of the Miss America circuit with the homies,
Yes.
do you think that contributed to some of the anxiety? Were you putting more? And now you can look back, right? That's the beautiful thing about getting older. You can look back and go, okay, I see where that started to come from. Did that what's the word I'm looking for? Contribute to some of the anxiety, or did that give you a place to feel free from the anxiety?
I would say it gave me a place to feel free. The reason why Miss America, I've been a part of it since I was 6 years old. I started, yes,
Yeah.
I started as a
that.
little princess. I moved on to doing an ambassador program for the Miss America opportunity. And then when I was finally able to compete, I was so excited to finally create a community service initiative, perform my talent on stage, and do all the fun things that I got to watch from behind the scenes. I was so excited to start that. So it was something a little bit more exciting for me, and it was also a big outreach for me. So
What would that 6-year-old say to you now? In either whisper, scream, or roll her eyes, say like about you now? What would that 6-year-old say?
she would probably be in awe. She would be crazy about it. I remember when I was 6 years old, the first title holder that I met told me that I was going to be on the big stage one day. And so I've thought about that my entire life, just bringing up into this organization. So,
Wow, what a thing to say to a young girl.
oh my goodness. And I never forgot it. It's something that stuck with me forever. So she would be so happy to see that I've had a couple titles and I've gotten to do the organization in both the teen and the miss portions. So it's been pretty fun.
What do you think she saw in you? What do you think it is?
The title
what did
holder.
she see in you to
Oh,
say you're going to be on the big stage?
I was a
one day?
spunky kid. I was crazy.
Really?
So I actually remember we had an opening number production for the Little Sisters.
Okay.
And it was to the song Popular in Wicked.
Okay,
And
yeah.
I wanted to do the splits in the middle at the end. And it was in the newspaper, it was everywhere. And I was definitely center of attention kind of kid.
Can you even do
I was
the
a little
splits,
crazy
Steve?
about it.
No, but
yeah.
somehow I could see that. I mean, I think that's your personality comes out. It's like, yeah, I could see that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Do you sing and such too? Or do you have some sort of music ability? I mean, you dance, so you obviously you feel the music, but
I was in musical theater for a while, and I haven't been singing for a very long time.
Yeah.
But it's something I want to get back into.
Well, today's your lucky day.
Oh, gosh.
Take it from the top.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Did it freak you out?
I would
just
freak
now?
out. I would freeze completely. I don't know what to say.
What would you sing? What's your
Oh my
do you have like a
gosh.
karaoke song?
So the last time that I sang on stage was actually giving up one of my teen titles, and I did it with my miss, and I was Miss Auburn's teen, so that's my hometown in Washington, and that was 3 years ago, and we sang along together, so it wasn't anything like just me doing a solo by myself, so I wasn't as scared, but we sang The Winner Takes It All from Mamma Mia.
Got it.
That's like my go-to song now. I
Wow,
love
beautiful.
that song.
So good.
Do you play the ukulele? when
I
you sing?
do,
See,
yes.
I read about. Do you
That's
know about
current?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
This is her. Yeah, that's like part of her life. That's her gig. Ukulele.
Man,
Tell us
had
about
we
the-
known that before, that would have been such a good thing to
Yeah.
bring to the party.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my goodness, I should have brought it.
That's
I
all right.
wish I
Next
did.
Now
time.
that would've been
There'll be
Yeah.
a next time.
Of course.
All right. So yeah, I'm with you. How did the ukulele start?
I
It's a very Washington instrument. to
It's,
play.
yes, it is. So I actually got it when I was in San Diego, and I was.
That makes even more
yes,
sense.
I know
Yeah,
it does.
Awesome.
just to shoot that down.
Yeah. See, of course you got that in San Diego. Yeah.
Yes, I was walking. I was at Mission Beach in San Diego,
Yeah.
and I saw it just in a window, and I right then and there was like, I need to learn how to play the ukulele for some
Amazing.
reason, and it stuck with me. I love playing and singing along, but I'm in my shell with the singing right now, so I just do it in my room in the
Who's the
closet.
kid that was on like Idol or something like that? Not in the last few years, and he did like Somewhere Over the Rainbow. And he played the
Yes.
ukulele, and it went crazy viral.
Didn't he win? Yes, he's from Tacoma, Washington.
Is he really?
Yes, he is.
He is unbelievable.
Yeah, I cried during his what is it? American Idol?
Yeah.
Yes.
I was sobbing when I watched his audition. It was so sweet. It
Well,
was for
because
his
you know
dad.
you compete.
It's a
you
connection,
know how hard it
yeah.
is
Yes.
to make this happen. I
Doing
want to
that kind of
rewind the
stuff.
tape a little bit to you coming to Arizona. What was it about Arizona State University that made you choose that school?
Loads of different things. I really liked that Arizona State is actually one of the biggest business schools in the nation.
Right.
So I really liked the appeal of that. And I also, I'm come from Washington where it rains every day or there's an overcast over your head. So I loved that it was sunny 24/7. And I was just really excited to kind of take a new step somewhere else and, just become a different version of myself.
Yeah, there it is.
Yes.
Step into that new character energy. right, as
Absolutely.
you do it. You're in the entrepreneurial space.
Mm-hmm.
What are you guys talking about? Do you mind? I want to
Yeah,
know
let's
this.
go
Like,
with this.
what are you guys talking about in some of these classes? Like, what does entrepreneurship look like, especially leadership in 2025?
You're learning so many different things. Right now, I'm in a class all about innovation. We just started yesterday, but it's already like it's mind-blowing how much that you can learn in college. We're going to get this book, Innovator's Method. I think that's what it's called, but I'm really excited to start reading that. There's so much that goes on behind the scenes when you learn about owning a business, and it's pretty exciting. I mean, we talk about everything. It gets crazy. There's a lot of math in business too, which math originally wasn't really my forte. I did not like it as much, but I've taken so many math courses over the span of the last 2 years that I feel like a math genius now. But don't quiz me.
Wow, okay.
Don't quiz me.
I had some algebra questions I was going to bring in. How are you?
You're such an entrepreneur.
Yes.
I mean, what is your connection? How do you? I mean, I want you guys to talk a little
So
shop here.
I think everything she's saying really. I would say be fluid when you're entrepreneur. So already, like she was going to do the coffee business, but she thought about it, didn't make sense. That's what I would say. You really have to be open-minded. You really
Yes.
do. Because there's a lot of facets. But I would say the main thing is you go with something that you're passionate about. Make sure the why is before making the money, not the money before the why. Because if you have the correct why and put things in place, the money will usually follow. Not always, but usually that's a lot of people put the money ahead before their why. And then they start making money, but they don't like what they're doing. They're like, well, great, it's a successful business, And then anyway, so that's what I would say. But be fluid with your thoughts. You're still very young. And that's the main thing, to be flexible when you're an entrepreneur and to listen to different people and to build whatever you can do, build the best plan you can do and then execute. Really that simple. Did I wrap that up pretty good?
Yeah, I just
Yes.
thought,
Ideas, get the best ideas, wrap, implement.
Free advice,
Perfect.
right? Came
Thank
for the
you
free
so
advice.
much.
I call it ready, fire, aim. Just get out there when you know when you do have the plan. Just get out there and do it.
That's exactly why I changed up my thought process from coffee shop to wanting to do a gym. I created this whole Sweat the Stress organization, and hopefully one day when I do have my gym, I'll even be able to become a sponsor for the pageant things that I do and be able to work with Miss America.
This is why you're going to be on the
it's
big
my
stage,
why.
because
Yes.
you continue to want to give back.
Exactly.
And the only thing I would
100%.
correct you to say is don't say hopefully, say when I open
Yes.
my gym. There's no
Yes.
hope involved. It's
I actually got
it's
a
the
trouble
planning.
yesterday. I was on a call with a friend of mine, and I was just kind of making some jokes about myself, but I was kind of being a little self-deprecating. And she got really angry at me, and she said, every cell in your body listens to every word you say.
It's true.
So make sure your
Yes.
language is appropriate.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I feel corrected. I want to keep talking about Sweat the Stress. Look, I'm in the mental health and wellness space pretty much full time now since I left the radio and television world. And I know how critical movement is as a first step for people in their mental health. It's number one. In fact, the psychiatrist that I do my podcast with, Learn from People Who Lived It, we have a 6-week wellness course, and week number 1 is titled Get Moving. Because we know that's where people have to start.
Absolutely.
What do you learned about movement and why it is so important for our mental health?
So I've done a lot of research for Sweat the Stress, and just everything that goes into your brain. It's a cycle, really. You have to follow this cycle and use movement because that's essentially what gives you your endorphins. And so actually in my Miss Arizona interview, I told the judges, when you eat a piece of chocolate and you have like a surge of happiness or energy, that's the same thing with physical activity. So I like to replace things that are, being on the couch and watching TV, eating ice cream with get moving, with keep moving, and learn different physical activity things that you can do. And so I've created a couple different things to help people with that. One of them being a curriculum. I created 3 different curriculums. So I have one for elementary, middle, and high school students.
That's so dope.
Yes.
Good for you.
Thank you so much. So they get to learn about all different types of things that have to do with their mental health, journaling, using physical activity, dancing, all types of fun things. And it's tailored to their specific age group. So
what are you teaching kids?
for kids, we just have fun. It's a lot of playing.
But isn't that for adults too?
I mean, absolutely.
Right,
I have a lot of fun when I'm teaching the Sweat the Stress curriculum to the students. I got to work with Arizonians for Children's Foster Care. And when I went in, we went through the packets, we did some coloring, we wrote down some goals, and we also did a bunch of little relay things. So we did jumping jacks and leaps, handstands. The girls there were just like me. They like to get physical and have fun, and it was a blast getting to work with them.
Very cool. Yeah, that's so. And I actually like something you said earlier, which is stressless. Like,
Yes.
Isn't that what you said earlier?
Yeah.
That was the original plan.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I like that word, so I hope there's a way for you to bring that back in some way, shape, or form. Do you want to keep working with the foster population or anybody? Because as soon as she said that, I was thinking about Foster Arizona.
Right.
This is a group that I work with, and they do they help transitioning teens with age out of the system, and now they're in that little bubble there where they're trying to find the next thing. They could really use something like Sweat the Stress.
That's where it started for me. I was transitioning into a teenager and then even transitioning from a teen to an adult. It's difficult to go through something like that. So I would love to work with foster centers.
Okay.
I'm looking for any work you throw at me.
Noted.
And yeah,
Good.
that's the entrepreneurial mindset. One of my things is just don't say no. Keep going and network it.
Fast forward in 10 years from now.
Oh, boy.
Okay, Kate.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, whether you're running a business,
Your early 30s.
you're running a business, wearing a crown, or on stage somewhere, what's the headline you love people to read about Kaitlyn Gallo?
Changing lives one step at a time. One step at a time. Like, we're moving. 10 years from now, I still want to be working with Sweat the Stress. I hope I can turn it into something bigger. And I know that that's where I want my gym to be. I want it to be surrounded with Sweat the Stress. And I originally was thinking Fit and Fab for the name, but now I'm leaning towards Sweat the Stress. I feel like it's perfect. So
good.
Stay with it till you find something that's definitely better. But I'd stay with that. I love that.
Thank you.
Well, listen, what's next for you in the world of Miss Ahwatukee? Is there another event coming up, or is this just a year now to get after it?
I give up my title in September 13th.
Oh, coming right up.
So, yes, I'll be crowning the next Miss Ahwatukee. So she's somewhere out there. But after that, I plan on focusing on school for my last year, senior year, and continue working and just building myself up. I know that hard work's a really big thing for me. So I'm just going to continue working towards that, working towards Sweat the Stress, and turning that into something that I want to be really big for people. And then I'll be back into Miss America eventually.
Of course you will. Of course you will. Yeah. Great interview.
Yeah, thank you for the amazing guest. Thank you. Keep doing what you're doing. Just keep on doing it.
How can people connect with Sweat the Stress? What's the best way to kind of connect with you? Is it on Instagram, or do you have a site set up, or where do you want to send people?
Yes, so you can continue following my journey on my Instagram handles. Both my personal is Kaitlyn_36, and then my title holder one is Miss Kaitlyn Gallo, and that's where I post everything Sweat the Stress. And then other than that, I do plan on creating a website and a blog soon, and so people will be able to follow that and have resources through that as well. But that's where I'm at.
Love it. Love it.
Yes.
All right. Thank you again for coming on the
Thank
show.
you.
So much.
All right. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to sit down with a man who was instrumental in me breaking the Guinness World Record.
Wow.
I am a record holder.
I can't wait to hear this.
This is a good story.
I don't even know this.
At Vero Chicago Pizza Ahwatukee, we focus on quality and a great pizza experience.
With over 30 years in the business, we've perfected our craft to bring you the best. Our pizzas are made with top quality ingredients, creating rich flavors that capture the essence of Chicago-style pizza. And our family recipes like the homemade meatballs and Italian beef sandwich add a special touch to our menu. Enjoying a meal at Vero is about more than just food. It's about making memories with friends and family in a welcoming space.
Join us at Vero Chicago Pizza Ahwatukee and taste the difference for yourself.
Hi, I'm Kim Selchin, owner of Tutor Doctor of Ahwatukee, Chandler, and Gilbert. We understand every student is unique, which is why we meet them where they feel most at ease, whether online, at home, or in a public space. Our academic coaching is designed to help even the brightest students overcome organizational challenges, sharpen study skills, and build confidence, empowering them to achieve their best. From kindergarten to adult, we believe every student can be successful. We also have expert SAT and ACT coaches to help teens with college admissions and scholarships. I'm excited to learn how we can partner with your family to help today's learners become tomorrow's successful adults.
Well, welcome back. Segment 2 of our Move the Needle podcast. We're live at Vero Pizza.
Number 55. To the audience.
I know. So excited. So did you really not ever know that I was a Guinness World Book of Records holder?
Did not know that.
Really?
No, I don't know if anybody knows that. I don't know if Max knows. Max is shaking his head saying he doesn't know.
Interesting.
So
all right.
we're gonna let's.
Well, yeah,
let it go.
that's a perfect segue to our next guest. So I've known Donovan Reese for probably the better part of a decade.
Oh, well over.
Yeah, I was gonna say you were almost one of the very first partners that I had here at when I was on the radio at Mix 96.9.
What year was that?
So I started in 2010.
Okay.
And I think within a couple of years we were working together.
Probably 2012.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Okay.
And so he was with another company, and they were a big advertiser on the radio station, and I endorsed the company, and we were about to embark on a Guinness World Book of Records. You remember this?
Yeah.
You were in the studio.
Yes, I just got to say we got to be very careful about how we word this. It might sound bad.
But let's hear it. I can't wait.
No, but okay. So I am the Guinness World Book of Records holder for the longest on-camera kiss.
What?
Yeah. So so there's people that have kissed for hours and hours and days.
Matthew
and days.
Blades, not any of these movie stars.
But continuously, the news station stayed on us for the entire duration of this thing, and it ended up being like 6 minutes or something like that. And the TV never cut away.
For the record, it wasn't us kissing.
It wasn't us.
That's what I'm saying. We got to be very careful about how we word this.
That was my next question. I was like, where is this going, folks? Where is this
I should have
going?
mentioned that I was kissing my wife.
Oh, it's his wife.
Nicolay.
I was wondering, who's okay? Your wife?
I
Okay.
see why you said that. I didn't even hit me at first, and I was
But
like,
that was
yeah.
That's what I was wondering. I'm like, I wonder how his wife was taking this. It's like, just as like some record thing. They were going to do this in the studio. Yeah.
So Donovan and I used to make out all the time, and
We
boy,
go way back.
Is he a good kisser?
Boy, you got the world record. That's
But
for
yeah,
sure.
no, his company sponsored it. You guys were in the studio. We had Corey McCloskey from Fox 10. Do you remember this
Yeah,
crap?
yeah.
He
Oh,
started
yeah.
chanting USA. Like, it was the
Hilarious.
nuttiest. There's video out there. There's a YouTube video of it out there. And it is, it's really fun.
We got to
nostalgic
find that.
piece for me
We might have to
What
break
time
it
is it? It was
right
like
now.
7:30 in the
It was
morning.
like 7 in
Max,
the morning.
find that.
Exactly right. It was so early, and I remember you all were trying to make us laugh. So we had to stay locked the
Yeah,
whole
they had
time.
Somebody from the Guinness Book of World Records there, right?
Yeah, and somebody was monitoring it to make
Yeah.
sure that it was legit.
Incredible.
I know,
love
huh? You didn't see that coming,
Did
did
not
you?
see that coming.
That's
That could have gone a couple different ways.
Yeah.
Shortly after, Donovan and I broke up. No, but it was such a fun memory for me, and it's one of those things.
There it is.
Max has got it over there. He's already pulled
if
it
we
up.
can break that, maybe we're going to put that in the show.
We may have to we could probably put a little bit of it in the show. Maybe at the
Little
end.
snip. Yeah. Or maybe right now.
But you're not with that company anymore, and now you got MyRentDoor, and I guess the first question that I want to ask you is, number one, so great to see you again, but what did you learn from that decade that you ran that other company, and what made you sort of want to walk away and start your own thing?
It's a long answer. Learned a lot.
Yeah.
Still learning.
Yeah.
No, I think the biggest thing was, we were just a growth at all costs, which is why we spent so much on advertising, and we weren't clear on, really what our mission was, what we were really trying to be about, and who we were trying to attract. So, we thought we were very clear going, hey, the unintentional, accidental landlord, can't sell your house, lose too much if you did, and we didn't set the relationships up correctly either.
Okay.
And so that transitioned into, the next part of the stakeholder in the relationship being the renters. So I think if anything, it's people. I learned a lot from, the employees. We had, about 500 people working for us when I left. And so, I'm really big on, on the customer service.
Yeah. That tracks, by the way. You've been consistently that way since I've met you.
Oh, I appreciate you saying that.
Yeah.
It's because we kissed. But yeah, so even really the resident relationship too, right? And so, I've really put a big value on that, and
that's cool, man.
kind of taken a very different approach. Property management's always, and landlording has always been viewed as a very adversarial relationship.
Used car salesman kind of stuff.
Yeah, it was a property manager. Like you're going out, hey, you treat this resident like they're gonna screw you over at some point, and so there's just never this trust. I'll trust them when they give me and it's kind of that parent-child relationship, right? Where the resident gets treated like crap all the time. They're like, well, I might as well do something to deserve it. Right?
Oh, I see.
And so
yeah.
and so it's finding the right renters, and and getting great housing for them, and really helping improve their lives.
So I think that's a good thing that he learned. Go ahead.
Yeah, Donovan, what's the combination for the perfect win-win? I mean, you got this youth, wealth experience, and you're saying this adversarial relationship. What's the combo? What's the win-win?
It's having all the right stakeholders at the table, and and setting up the relationships correctly. Being very upfront about
what does that look like, setting up the relationship correctly? Explain that a little deeper. What is the relationship?
Right. So I was saying before
is it like take care of my place and pay the bill, or does it go any deeper than that?
I think we take it deeper than that.
Okay.
And when you say we, you mean MyRentDoor?
Yeah.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah.
So-
I that's why I want to get to the surface level. That's like kind of like the bare bones. You pay me, you take care of my place. But really what's in between there. That's pretty too simplified.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it is. So, I like to joke. I'm a relationship manager.
Right.
And then,
That's a nice title, though.
Yeah. But if you can manage the relationships correctly with all stakeholders, managing properties is really easy.
So talk to me in that regard. So I'm a renter. What would you tell me? How would you tell me to expect to treat the landlord and vice versa? I guess let's role play a little bit. Let's show a little empathy. What would that look
Turning
like?
into a show where you get to make out with everybody.
Yeah. Yeah. It's my turn now.
Don't threaten
Matthew.
me with a good time.
It's my turn, Matthew. No, bring it to me. No, seriously.
Donovan's like, why did I say yes to this?
I guess what I'm saying, I guess what you're saying, Donovan, sounds amazing, and you guys have this relationship. But to me, I want to know more. I mean, for our audience out there, what does having empathy for both, truthfully, having that the renter that's really been put down, but also the landlord at times that really has the property. Really, that's they really have a lot to lose. That they have a lot to lose in the position. So that's, I guess, creating that win-win. Talk about if I'm the renter, like walk that out. What are the main things that you like to happen in that relationship for it to win, I guess?
I think it starts with the relationship with the landlord, right? So as I was saying, I do a lot of portfolio management now. I don't really do the individual landlord.
Super smart, man.
Okay.
Yeah, and so anything we do, our bread and butter is low income housing, affordable housing, Section 8.
Okay.
We do it all across the country.
Really?
Yeah.
That's so cool, man.
So we do. Well, there's some cool stuff that I'm still working through that I think you'd dig too, but. A lot of them, I mean, there are people buying houses in, Birmingham, Alabama for $30,000 and putting $30,000 into them and renting them for $1,400. And so, especially in that low income and the Section 8 affordable housing, the way that renter is viewed is even worse than the way a normal renter is viewed, right?
You're talking about a group that really needs a good relationship.
They do. They absolutely. It's literally life changing.
Yeah.
Right. And so most I joke that we used to treat residents as second class citizens, right? And so if your normal resident is a second class citizen, these are third class citizens, right? So it's important for us. Like what we do at a basic level is we provide housing, right? It's a basic human need. But we look to take it for a few steps further. It's not just housing; it's safe housing.
Right.
It's a place where you can come home, and you can recharge. You're safe. Your windows work. Your doors work. Your smoke detectors work. Right. And you can come home. You can recharge. You can spend the time with your family or your cat or your dog or whatever it is. Recharge and then go back out into the world as the best version of yourself, as an employee or coworker or student, whatever that is. But so we say, your home is your haven. So, it's important to not only have, housing, but good, safe housing. So for us, there's kind of two prospects, I would say, that we encounter. There's those who go, they're just, tenants. Let's maximize, our profits at all costs. And then there's the ones that come to us. And we really don't do any marketing. Everything comes just, from word of mouth because of this. But, we're upfront with them. This is how we treat our relationships with our renters. This is the expectation of the homes. And we hold them to that. So I don't take on clients now that don't fit my mission. If I find out they don't fit my mission, I get rid of them a lot faster. I'm not as married, infatuated with the gross profit numbers like I used to be. So it's really about finding, the right people. I'm a huge Simon Sinek fan. So. Right. It's not about trying to appeal to everybody. It's really finding your tribe and then, serving them the best that you can.
Which tracks again, because recently in a LinkedIn post, he said to be in property management, you must be a people person because the majority of your job is simply managing the relationships you have to your renters.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, everything you've said so far is on track with that. I want to switch gears just a little bit and ask you, just as somebody who's in this space all the time, this would be a good question to ask Amy Richardson at some point too. Rent or buy? What does Donovan say about that right now in 2025?
It depends. No, I mean, it's cheaper to rent than it is to buy right now,
right,
on a monthly basis. So rates are supposed to come down a little bit. It might help. I think if it's the right thing for you, I think the problem is, I mean, the machine tells us we all have to be homeowners, and I understand can be a fantastic tool to build wealth, right? And I'm not discounting or disputing that at all. But I don't think it's for everybody. Right.
So and we're kind of waking up to that, which is, I think, good.
Right. The average American moves like every 5 years, and that includes homeowners. Right. And so when you buy a house, even if you put 20% down, right, you're not touching your principal payments before you sell that house. So you hear people go, "Oh, you're throwing your money away on rent." You're not. I mean, you're hopefully building equity. But the other thing is, there's a lot of costs associated with home ownership that people don't talk about. As a renter, your AC goes out, you call somebody, new AC.
And also, Matthew, if you really don't put yourself in a good position, buying a home and you're going to stay there and let it build equity is really it doesn't make a lot of sense, right?
I've been talking to my wife just in the last couple of days about this idea of like, do I want to keep hanging on to this house? Like maybe we'll hang on to it for a little while longer, but I want to get into like a condo where everybody takes care of me.
Well, again, to Donovan's point, if a lot of people, when you get older, if you want to move a couple places, we want to stay here, maybe move, if your kids go to college here, it doesn't make sense to buy because you're going to be moving. You're moving around quicker, right?
The fastest growing renter population is Gen X's.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't surprise me because we watched, like, my parents and their parents, and they lived in the same house for 40 years.
Right.
And they never left it. And I don't feel that connection to my home the way that they do. I could sell the place that I have right now and move into something different next week and just fine with it.
Right.
Yeah.
Though I have one I'm still connected to. I don't feel the same.
Do?
Well, though I could sell it, but it would be a little tougher. And but I do understand what you're saying. It's not. I have had houses, a really nice one here, actually, that I didn't feel so connected with.
Right.
So they're not all like that. My kids were born in the house. That's why. I guess sometimes you get a little.
You didn't have them in a hospital like usual, like regular people?
No, we were home birth. Home birth.
Are you serious?
No, I'm just
I was like, this guy's got his wife squatting upstairs in the bathroom. What's going on?
No, thank you.
It's on the garage floor.
I know.
No.
Oh, man, that's messy. All right, so let's talk a little bit more about, your initiative with MyRentDoor, because immediately I can see how different you are. Immediately I can see how you offer something that's very unique to other people. Folks that are just looking to make a buck, they're not a good fit for you.
I would disagree with that statement.
Okay, good. Got a buck? He wants to take it.
No, I think what people are starting to learn slowly is that it's actually profitable to do well. You can do well by doing good. So,
yeah.
So if you see my website or anything, or when I talk, I say, I challenged myself to see if I could build a property management company based off kindness, empathy, and emotional intelligence. I'm still working on the emotional intelligence thing every day, so don't judge me. But so that was kind of the tenets, because I was at a conference and they were talking. So there's all these resident benefit packages now, and that's resident, it's some sort of retention tool. And I won't get on that soapbox right now, but obviously I disagree with that. And so they were talking about this program and how you use it to get renters. And then they had a panel immediately after that, and they just bashed renters for an hour. And I was like, yeah, you guys don't get it, right? If you want to keep your renters happy, you want to keep them there, and you want to keep your property occupied, treat them well. Most renters don't want to move. So I had this epiphany. And through COVID, I had a little consulting company, and I was helping companies improve employee engagement in the workplace through COVID. And so I was doing a lot of studying and stuff. And there's a lot of different studies out there. But the one I quote usually is 80% of all employees had either recently left a job or were seriously considering leaving a job, not because the job no longer suited them, but because the relationship with their manager had broken, right? So you've heard that, I'm sure. But so I started thinking, if that's true, I wonder how that relates in the property management industry, right?
Or any industry,
right? Well, I mean, just from the employer-employee relationship, what I found is it parallels the renter-landlord relationship, right? Yeah. So you need everyone to work together to a common goal, and everyone needs to be pushing the 10,000-pound rock from the same side. So I got into, so that's why, I say kindness is the greatest resident benefit.
Such a good quote. All right, man, hit him with some softballs.
I got one.
You got some softies?
Yeah, well, if tomorrow every landlord in America and renter adopted just one principle from your playbook, what would it be?
I think
how would it change the housing market?
Two separate questions. I think talk about the renter first, and then talk about the landlord.
The rent,
No, I mean, I think
or it's the same,
right? I mean, I think it's communication, right?
Yeah.
You know, one of my favorite quotes is what George Bernard Shaw, you know, the greatest misconception of communication is the perception it happened, right? And so,
I love that.
I've heard that before.
oh, really?
That's so good.
Yeah. So we spend a lot of time talking at each other, but not talking to each other, and not really setting up the framework for for the relationship, the rules of engagement, and then you adhere to them.
So it is this for the
communication.
Same. Just communicate, and really communicate. Don't talk past each other. Whatever you want to get off your chest, I guess, is that what you'd say?
Yeah, and I mean we have a 3-step process for like maintenance requests, right? That's the biggest pain point in property management. That and vacancy, which that's why our goal is 0 vacancy. But so you look at maintenance, right? It's the way that relationship is treated is when a renter calls in to the management company or the landlord and says, "Hey, I've got a burst pipe, or I have a water leaking something," right? The landlord's upset. It's a bad day for the landlord. It's a bad day for the renter as well, right? But the best thing that everyone can do is fix it as soon as you hear about it, right? So when somebody calls us, we don't beat up our renters for calling with maintenance requests, because we actually thank them because they're helping us look out for the best interest of the property, of the asset. And that's why everybody's here. And so we listen, we empathize, and we solve together. So we get our renters on as part of the solution, but we move very quickly with and that's something like with the clients, right? If they're not willing to fix, maintenance issues, that's, where we offboard clients a lot. So,
Oh my God. Still doing good things, Donovan.
Yeah.
I try.
Yeah, you are. You can reach out. You go to MyRentDoor.com. That's where you can find them. You can call 844-RENT-DOOR, and we'll put this information in our show notes as well. Any final thoughts?
No,
from you?
I think it's great. Having a different approach. Again, I've been around it my whole life, and I understand exactly where he's coming from. It's a fine line, really. But when you do find that good relationship, and this is what I love what you said, when you do find a good relationship and you're communicating well, keep it. I mean, that's what you want to embrace that relationship, right?
Absolutely, right. Vacancy is the single biggest killer of profitability. Mm-hmm. So, the biggest way you can alleviate that is keep good renters happy.
Yeah, I love that.
Oh, good
but
stuff.
they are partners, right? I call them renter partners.
Yeah.
But they are, of course.
They are.
And look, while I was in the rental space, I would always tell the people that I was renting from, I'm going to take care of this house like it's my own. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm going to take good care of it. I'm going to make sure that I look out for you. If something's broke, I'm going to make sure you know about it.
It is their home.
It is their home. That's a good way to think about it.
I had this argument yesterday with a not going to be client in South Carolina.
Oh, really?
It's not their home. It's a house. I'm like, nope. While they're living there, it's legally their home. It's, I mean, obviously not on paper, but yeah. So, and you want them to treat it like their home, right?
Of course.
Hang pictures up. Put some nail holes in the wall. Like,
right.
Move in. Take your coat off.
I like this guy. All right, MyRentDoor.com, 844-RENT-DOOR. We'll put it in the show notes, as I just said a minute ago. Great to see you again.
Absolutely.
And thank you for doing this.
Thanks, Tom.
Yes,
we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, boy, we are going to sit down with the one woman I think almost everybody in Ahwatukee has heard of in some capacity.
I don't think I have. No, I actually did hear of her.
Un momento. ¿Se habla español?
Te gusta football.
She's going to help us out next. See you in a minute. Hi there, my name is Matthew Blades.
And I'm Steve Petz. And together we host the YouTube and podcast series, Move the Needle.
And we're reaching out to you because we're looking for incredible guests in our community who are doing just that, moving the needle. So who are you thinking?
Restaurant owners, business owners, educators, coaches,
professional baseball, football, basketball, whatever, former athletes, nonprofit leaders, speakers, authors. If you're moving the needle in our community, we'd love to feature you on our podcast.
Really, if you're a person of impact, positive impact, trying to transform.
You don't want anybody with negative impact?
No negative impact. No negativity. That's the only criteria. How about that?
All right. If you're interested in being a guest on our Move the Needle YouTube and podcast series, hit the link below, and we look forward to hearing from you.
Thank you.
Well, this is it. Segment number 3, the one we've been waiting for. It is, of course, episode number 55 of our Move the Needle YouTube and podcast series. We're live from Vero Pizza. I do want to say thanks again to Amy Richardson from the Savvy Realty Group, Keystone Montessori, Tutor Doctor, and of course, Alex from Vero Pizza. Best pizza in the Valley, hands down.
And we know our special guest here thinks
He's a big
so
fan.
as well.
Yes, absolutely.
We don't know what your favorite pizza is, so we want to find that out to what you order on your pizza. What's your favorite? Tell us right now.
Well, let's introduce her.
Okay.
Janet Collins is with us. Hi.
Hi, thank
So
you
good
for
to have
having
you.
me. Yeah, it's nice to meet
An
you.
Ahwatukee staple. She's been in our world for 20 years,
Plus
21?
years.
20-ish.
22, yeah.
And most people will know her because of two things. Either her small business, which is Los Niños Spanish School, which is at Cerritos, or the Summit School, which is at Los Niños. No, which is
It's at Summit School.
Summit School.
Summit School,
It's its own
yeah.
place. Okay. Hi, and welcome to
Hi.
our show.
It's nice to meet
Now
you.
can I find
No.
out what's your favorite pizza? I mean, okay, go ahead, Janet.
So you're probably not going to be impressed, but it is the cauliflower pizza.
My favorite.
Okay,
somebody's
but it has
impressed.
to have pepperoni on it.
Yes.
You got to
That's
have
fine.
a little
I
bit
usually
of the
do
grease, yeah.
They're-
I would do the mushroom too, yeah.
Their cauliflower crust is the best
It
cauliflower
is.
crust.
It
And
is.
I have been saying this for years. You were in, you were featured in a magazine, and when I was getting ready for our show, and one of the questions they asked you were, "What is your favorite restaurants in our community?" And she said, "I love Vero's." That's how the sentence opened.
I do.
Which is here.
So good, man. So good.
Yeah, I love it here.
You're originally from Texas.
Yes.
When did you come our way?
Actually, my son turns 23 on the 28th, and we brought him when he was 4 days old.
4 days old.
4 days, yeah. I was just telling him that story last night. So, yep, put him on a plane, had him there in Texas, in Dallas, and then put him on a plane, and we began life here in Ahwatukee.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you've been here. Your family's been down here this whole ride. Where'd the kids go to elementary school?
They went to Cerritos.
Oh, they did. Okay.
They did.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then
Altadena.
And then.
And then
DV.
they went to Horizon Honors and loved it there. Yeah.
Very smart kids. Yeah, good for you. That's
Thank
pretty
you.
awesome. My youngest is at DV right now. Yours graduated from DV.
Did graduate and
Yeah.
now in college, and my son now is very, very excited. Just started the PhD program, University of Delaware, where he's teaching, studying 3 years. He's gonna get that done. So proud of him. How hard he's worked, and it's incredible.
I want to rewind the tape, as I kind of like to do on this podcast. You worked as a social worker for 15 years, working with foster kids, which is something Steve's really passionate about, and working with the adoption program. What did you learn from your time in that space that you think would be valuable to share with an audience?
Gosh, that people, these women that go through this, that have the strength and character to see a pregnancy all the way through, almost right a year, and then are gracious and thoughtful enough to give this gift to a family who so deeply wants that. Like, those are really, really special women. And I don't think the general public sees them. I don't think often they're portrayed that way. They're extraordinary.
Oh man, I love how you frame that. You're right, because they get a different rap sometimes,
Yeah.
don't they?
Yeah, these are very mature, thoughtful, loving women. Yeah.
It's got to be one of the hardest. I mean, you have 2 children of your own, right? Imagine giving them up right away. It's got to be such a difficult thing.
Yeah,
you
I can't.
Yeah, you can't imagine.
Yeah,
Right?
that's such a nice way to frame that. Okay, then you found the Los Niños Spanish School that began 18 years ago.
About 20, actually.
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
about 20.
And what was the motivation? Why?
Well, we just come from Texas, and I had an undergraduate degree and a master's degree in Spanish, which
Okay.
at the time you could kind of just do it because you were curious and interested, because education was affordable back then, but that's a whole nother story. But we came here, and from Texas, I was just assuming they'd have Spanish everywhere, but they didn't. And so my kids were at a Montessori here, and I said, well, I'd have these degrees lying around. I'm not working right now because my kids were very little, and so I said, let me put a program together. And so I started with them, and then they said, well, this is great, the kids love it, but now what do they do? Because they don't offer Spanish in the schools until 6th grade. And so that's when I approached Kaitlyn, and I said, hey, I have this business. Would you guys be interested? And that was like 18 years ago. Yeah.
So
we still teach in most of the Kaitlyn schools after school. I have a staff that teaches.
She's now taught kids Spanish now that are now adults.
Yes.
And that's what I'm dying to hear. I'm dying to hear one of those amazing stories about one of those kids that you could recollect that you either ran into or something that's that inspirational story. Can you share something with us?
At the end of last school year, I just received the most amazing letter, an email from a former student who was at University of Pennsylvania Wharton School of Business. So amazing there, studying international economics, doing volunteer work with immigrants both in Pennsylvania and Arizona, and had traveled the world. And he said, what you do makes a difference. And it was the trifecta. Like, you're loving life with it, you're using it for good, and you're also using it, as a career.
Right.
So, yeah, that was probably one of the more special moments.
It's super touching.
The Japanese have a title for that. What's the word that I'm thinking of right now? Ikigai. It's the intersection of all three things that you mentioned, where it's purposeful, it serves, and you make money from it. And so there's an actual term for it called ikigai.
Okay,
I didn't know
I'm going to write that down.
I love that. Yeah.
Good luck figuring out how to spell it.
I was going to say, can you spell that for the audience? I don't know.
So, okay, you've been doing this for a long time. So at what age do kids enter the program or enter your world?
So with Kaitlyn, it's a K through 5 program. So they can start as early as kindergarten, and we go all the way up to 5th grade. And then at Summit, this is my 4th year at Summit. That's a middle school. So I teach 6th, 7th, and 8th grade.
Oh, so you're in the classroom every day?
Yes. So I do both.
Oh,
I have the
God
small
bless.
business and I work full time. But amazing kids at Summit. They make my life beautiful every day.
There's got to be look, I only witnessed it with my own children. There's such a difference from 6th grade to 9th grade.
Tremendous.
I mean, it is like taking the quantum leap in terms of things. So in your experience, what's unique about a 6th grader? What's unique about an 8th grader?
Well, they're both on the precipice of something, right? The 6th graders are on the precipice of being babies, right? And walking into this kind of like teenage world. And then these young teenagers are really stepping into this adult world. They're starting to think about high schools and colleges and driving and things like that.
Such a good answer. You were good at this podcast game.
Sounds like a teacher.
I know. I guess
she can answer questions.
I guess you're right. I saw in that same interview that I referenced earlier that they asked you, where do you see yourself in 5 to 10 years? And you said teaching and traveling. And so I want to talk about the traveling part of this. Where either do you like to go, or is there some place that you really hope you get to go to?
Well, I was actually really fortunate to get to go to Spain, to Barcelona, Madrid, Toledo this last summer with Summit.
Okay.
So I give a lot
Our videographer just got back from Barcelona.
Sunday. He got back right there, Max. There.
Yeah, we'll talk in a minute about that. So I was really lucky that our leadership, I'd been trying to put this trip together for years, and he was the one that made it happen, and I was so grateful. But I also love the continental United States. And Hawaii. It's an amazing place.
Yeah, you gave Hawaii a 10 out of 10?
10 out of 10, 11 out of 10, yeah.
Yeah, I know U.S. is so fun to travel, and that's one thing, too. I mean, traveling everywhere is fun. I mean, everywhere's got something beautiful about it, right? Something
you could never leave our country and see something new every single year.
So when you when you traveled to Barcelona, what was one of the favorite things you did there or saw there?
I'm going to say the
food. In Barcelona?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh, well, the beach. It was a way better beach than other European beaches. Like, it's a good beach.
Oh, like good sand? Clean and everything? Oh, nice.
Yeah, clean.
She's like,
a lot of vendors, but it's all good.
Okay.
But yeah.
Nice beach. Okay.
It was a good beach.
Okay.
And of course, the architecture.
Where do you want to go? Is there a place you're yearning to go?
Gosh, I've been kind of ticking off my bucket list. And I'm kind of at a, what's next? I've done Maine. That was a big one. That was amazing.
Have you done D.C.?
Yes.
Of course.
Yeah, my brother used to live there. So yeah, New York, I've done that. I did Boston. Yeah, that was amazing.
All right, we're naming off
so you
all
guys
the
are going to have to
places
tell me, somewhere cool that I haven't been.
Have you been to Minneapolis?
Yeah, my best friend lives there.
All right, really? Have you been to San Diego?
Yes.
How about Florida?
Yeah, I've been in the Panhandle area, so those white beaches.
Okay, so you haven't been to a lot of Florida, if that's where you've been.
I haven't been to like Miami.
Or it's Fort Lauderdale, or even Fort Myers, the West Coast. Yeah.
Des Moines, Iowa.
I have not been to Des Moines.
And you probably never will. All right, no, I don't know. Actually, we have friends that live there, and they love it.
I have a friend who just moved there.
Yeah.
From here.
Look, I think a lot of cities are not the cities they were when we were kids.
Yeah,
They're very, very different. Like, where were you from in Texas, Dallas area?
No, that's where I went to college. I actually grew up in El Paso.
Okay.
Yeah, West
El
Texas.
Paso looks nothing like it did 30 years
It's true.
Right?
Yeah.
It's such
It's a good point.
an evolving city, and Dallas looks nothing like it did 30 years
Very
ago.
true.
It's such it's a metropolitan now.
It's huge.
It's a what do they call it? A cosmopolitan city, kind of, right? With all the people and all the things. You got something you want to throw away?
So I read, and is this true that you once had a teacher tell you that you weren't good at languages? She's like, okay, I read that. Okay. Now you're running a Spanish school. If that teacher was sitting in your classroom today, what would you say to him? What would you want him to see?
Well, this is the sad part of this story is I tell that story every year to my students and to their families because she said in front of an entire class, after I read from my French book, she said, "You have the worst French accent I have ever heard in my entire life."
Wow, that's so horrible.
It was brutal. And
Teachers can be brutal. Sorry.
But what it taught me was that I never wanted to do that to a student. But I also tell my students, don't let anyone else define you, because I let her define me and I put French on the back burner and then ended up having to minor in it when I got my master's degree. And I was
How long did you put it on the back burner? How long did you carry that story in your head?
10 years.
10 years.
I stopped French entirely. Yeah.
No, seriously. Like I wanted to be originally a veterinarian. My guidance counselor told me, "No way, forget it. That they don't do that anymore. People are much more encouraging these days."
Yeah, they are.
You know what? I didn't have the greatest grades, but there probably would have been some school I could have gotten, right? I mean, so if you pay the bill, I mean, it seems like you can get in somewhere. I mean, I was a decent student, but I'm glad longer are the days where you hear that stuff. Like, I mean.
Yeah, because you're mega encouraging now. It's like somebody tells you they want to,
we used
be an
to,
astronaut.
but truth be told, we tell this to our kids. But that's honestly, Janet's story is one we all share with the kids. It was a little bit more brutal back then. People were,
of course.
I mean, they weren't so nice. Again, my big thing is sing. We know this Jen McMillan. That's why I'm learning to sing. I wasn't allowed in the choir as a kid. They same thing. Go back upstairs. I'm like, I like to sing in the church.
And that's why you're learning to sing now.
Yeah, I learned. Yeah, so I literally, but I had a stigma in my head my whole life about that. It's crazy.
I want to, can we go back talking about Ahwatukee a little bit?
Because,
I mean, we're all here. Like, this is our hood, and we're at Vero Pizza, the best pizza in the world, best cauliflower crust pizza. Ask for it extra crispy. That is the pro tip.
Yes.
That's the pro tip. I know that you love to hike. Mm-hmm. You love, and again, go back to that interview they talked about, every day it's a different channel. And I've said that my whole life.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I love about nature. Just, you can look at one spot and it just constantly changes. Do you have a favorite hike or a favorite walk here in Ahwatukee that you frequent?
I mean, I'm kind of vanilla. I just go right up here.
Telegraph? It's the gold standard,
right?
If you ask me.
I mean, I just never get bored.
Right.
Yeah, as much as you say it's vanilla, it's seriously, when you take people there, they can't believe it's in your backyard. They're like, this is like an amazing hike. I mean, it's just in your own backyard.
It's in my backyard.
Yeah.
It's
awesome.
Yeah, because of course it's down the street from Cerritos in Altadena.
Yeah.
Now, I used to do. I was that nutty guy on Telegraph. I used to run up and down it 3 times.
Wow.
Oh, I've seen you do that.
I'm telling you,
those nutcases.
I beat up my body so badly, but man, I was in pretty good shape too.
Yeah.
My Telegraph stories. I used to go torture. I used to be the only guy out there. Like in the it was like 1:15 in the summer, the only one, and I used to get a thrill that they would still go up and down the hill. Like
they have
the
work
people
for
that
those
shouldn't
kind
be,
of people now.
I know
Steve.
you shouldn't be doing it, but like I used to like that. Like nobody was on the hill.
Dangerous.
No, I drink water.
Okay, I have more questions.
Don't do
you.
that.
I hope you don't mind.
Not at all.
I also read in this article we share something in common, which was we both lost our fathers, and you mentioned that he's been gone, but you still hear his advice and his wisdom.
Yes.
Give us a little dad wisdom. What did you remember from Papa Janet Papa?
Oh my gosh, there's so much.
Mm-hmm.
My dad, he never was one of those dads was always giving advice. So when he did give it, my brother and I, we would stop and listen. And there was just so much. And so much of that just resonates every day, those handful of things that he said to us. But a lot of it was just, you know, a simple life, you know? It's kind of one of my favorite songs, Lynyrd Skynyrd, Simple Man.
Yeah.
You know, and he really subscribed to that. We were never chasing money, bigger houses, fancier cars. We were chasing something within. And that was the essence of who he was, and that's really what defined our family.
Yeah. Do your kids, do you find yourself, you know, sharing some advice with him in the same manner?
Yes, especially about work. For me, the professional work I've done my whole life, I would have done for free. And it's made for a beautiful
Don't tell Kaitlyn
life.
that. Let's cut this part.
They're cutting the budget.
Yeah, you're right.
I have it on tape. She said she'd work for free.
I love that.
Yes, if you could just.
No, but people know what you mean.
Yes.
You love it. And
Yes.
look, I would have done my radio career for free.
Yeah.
I loved it. Like, of course you can't, and that's ridiculous to even entertain that idea. But there is something to be said about that statement. Like, I love what I do so much that if it didn't come with a paycheck, I would have to weigh that out.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think that's what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, there's a practical aspect to living.
Yeah.
But my kids have kind of followed that. They really are following passions. Yeah.
All right. Get some softballs for
yeah,
him.
I got one. 'Cause I never heard of this show, and I want to know. Your favorite show is Only Murders in the Building?
I don't even remember when I did this interview.
It's okay.
Where did this come from?
Okay, if we. Okay, well, is that one? I never.
No, I love that show.
Okay, you
It's
love
good.
this? Okay.
Is
It's
that
a good
Martin
one.
Short?
Yes.
Okay.
Steve Martin is
Yeah,
amazing.
And then
Okay, I do
who's
know
the
what
young
it is.
actress? It's like
Selena Gomez. Yeah.
So if they film the new season here in Ahwatukee and they cast you as a character, what role are you playing?
Oh, I'd be like some weird old neighbor in one of the apartments, you know? I don't know.
Okay, I love that.
I haven't seen the series, so I don't have a reference.
Okay, neither have I. I just was wondering what she was going to say. I'm like, I have no reference.
Or maybe I'd be the detective. Maybe
Okay.
I'd be one of the detectives.
Boy,
yeah,
that's what
I
it's.
think
What's
that's more my
the
vibe.
weirdo in the apartment? What is she doing? Is she?
I don't know.
Is she the Spanish teacher or the bag lady?
Yeah,
I mean, is that one of
maybe.
those things?
That'd be so good. And she only talks to people in Spanish.
Yeah.
It'd be good. Final question. We wrap up?
Yeah, but before I want to hear you say "move the needle" in Spanish.
I don't know what I don't know what a needle is off the top of my head. No, I know what a needle is, but off the top
Like a
of my
needle?
head.
You don't know what a needle? Oh, you don't know the word?
No. Does anybody have a?
We stumped you. We
Google.
stumped the Spanish teacher.
We can come back to it.
This
Yeah,
is
we'll
one
come
for
back
the-
to it.
We'll come back to it.
Okay, we'll come back to it.
We'll come back to
Yeah,
it.
because a needle is a nest. What is it?
All right.
Aguja. Yeah. Mueve el aguja. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna get in trouble for that.
I know.
That's
we got
okay.
your back.
Cut
we got your
that
back.
out.
The last question that I wanted to ask you is over at Cerritos and Altadena, it's been an interesting transition. For our viewers that don't know, there was an incident down at Sierra with their roof, and they've had to close the school temporarily while they fix it. And so all of the kids are up at Cerritos and Altadena until fall break.
Oh, wow.
And how is that transition going? I mean, I guess the short answer is as good as it can, but like, give me your perspective on it.
Right. When I got the news, we teach at Sierra, we teach at Cerritos, and I thought, well, there goes, the session. But they moved really quickly, and so we are teaching, instead of one class a week, we're teaching two. We teach one day for Sierra and one day for Cerritos, and I was actually very impressed with how quickly and smoothly everything went in a major transition.
So the kids are actually integrating it from the two different schools?
Yeah,
They're actually in
just
one school?
temporarily.
And staff,
But that's
yeah.
really interesting. That's an interesting... You schools don't do
Staff.
that.
That's what I found to be the most interesting. I said to my wife right away, I was
Yeah.
like, well, what does Scott do? Like, because there's two principals now, doing,
Right.
but it's only temporary.
But it's really going to be an interesting study because again, like schools usually have their just own identities as close as they are,
Yeah.
and to mix them together, I mean, maybe there's
could be some good things
That's what I'm
that
saying.
come
A
out.
lot of good things.
Yeah.
Maybe a lot of new friendships, right? I'm sure, hopefully.
Let's hope.
Thank you so much
Yeah.
for coming on this
Thank you,
little
guys. I
YouTube
appreciate
series.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
thank
a
you
fun
Great job.
guest.
Yeah. And I didn't say I've gone those 20 years. I've probably known Janet probably 15 of those 20 years. at least, and she's been an amazing friend and amazing contributor to my other project, a writer for the community. So Janet's been a fabric of the community in other ways, besides teaching too.
And I just want to say to Laura Tenyes, superintendent of Kaitlyn, she probably needs a raise.
Yes.
Not to work for fun.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Can we just
give her a raise? Heck.
Laura's great. Laura and I go way back.
Oh, good.
Okay,
Yeah.
Put a plug in
Well,
for us.
I'm grateful to
Thanks,
Kaitlyn.
Janet.
Yeah.
Thank you for everything.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Really
yeah.
awesome. All right. Thank you all for
Yes.
watching, too. Thanks to Alex at
Yes.
Vero Pizza for having us. This was a fun show,
Yeah,
man.
and thank you for sharing. You're the Guinness World Book record holder for the longest kiss on air, on screen, on
camera
air.
kiss.
We
Yeah.
missed that part. You have to watch the show.
Okay.
Earlier.
Steve and I'll reenact it for you when we're done here.
All right. I'm going to get out of here.
All right. Also, special thanks to Amy Richardson, Keystone Montessori, the tutor doctor. And thank you,
Vero.
Steve, for a good show.
And
I started with Vero,
Well, I
dude.
want Vero Pizza now.
You want to mention them twice?
Yes.
Okay.
'Cause I want the
Cauliflower
pizza.
crust, extra crispy.
Yes.
See you guys next time.
Thank you.